What is up, everybody? Eric here from Soundcast Studios. Today we're taking a look at DIY Recording Equipment's EQP5, which is their take on the Pultec style passive equalizer. Full disclosure, these units were actually sent to me on loan from DIY Recording Equipment, but any thought or opinion is entirely my own. The EQP5 has some cool features that I feel are worth noting. Unlike a regular Pultec EQ, the EQP5 actually lets you push and pull different frequencies, which I think is a really cool concept. You can choose to add some 30Hz but subtract 60Hz, or add 10K while pulling some 20K. I think this is a really cool feature, and it gives it that additional flexibility when EQing, which I find very useful. The EQP5 has some additional features that lets you adjust how the EQ sounds and behaves. You can adjust how narrow or how wide you want the Q of the EQ to be. You can also, with an onboard jumper, change the sound of the EQ from modern to vintage, which gives you a little more character. You can even change the frequencies you can boost or attenuate by changing some capacitor values, but this is a little more involved and requires some soldering and desoldering if you already have the unit built. Now let's get to the sound samples. I decided to use the EQ in a situation where I would typically use Pultec style EQ, which is in mastering. I set up the EQs in mid-side and had them both set to the vintage output. I did my best to master the song with just the EQP5s as my main EQs to really try and get a feel for the unit.
Tell me ven más rápido. I say 1, 2, 3, oh 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't mess up, no, don't mess up. Go onto the floor, wall. Raining peso, you spin yourself so. I just stare back and awe. Someone please hit pause.
I've been wishing on something, hoping that you will say. I hope this is the one thing that makes you worship these days. Just give me a sign, I'll choose my way. You go. I've been wishing on something, hoping that you will.
I am really happy with how the song turned out. I really like how the EQ shaped the sound of the song. I even cranked the EQ a little more than I normally would when I'm mastering, but I really wanted to try and capture the sound of the EQ. Overall, I am really happy with this unit, and it's going to be really hard having to send these back. I really like the ability to change parameters on the EQ to make it sound more like how you want it to. If you want more saturation, you can use the vintage output. If you want it to be cleaner, just go with modern. If you want the Q to be wider, you can increase it. If you want it to be narrower, you can decrease it. If you want to boost or attenuate different frequencies, you can solder on some different capacitors, and therefore you have different frequencies to work with. There's just something so fun about turning a knob and hearing the song react that makes me feel like I'm a better engineer than I actually am. And maybe if I think I'm better, I will in turn be better. Just something to think about. So that is going to be the end of this video. In the comment section below, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you thought I could have done better. And I'll see you all in the next video.